What's up, you guys? And welcome back to the Hot Leather Pants podcast. If you're new here, you're probably like, it's an interesting name for a podcast. It's an interesting article of clothing that men chose to wear in the 80s. But are we complaining about it? Absolutely not. Not just men, everybody wore them. Case closed. Anyways, for those of you who are new and don't know me, my name is Caitlin. I'm your host of this podcast. That's pretty much all that you need to know. If you want to know more, watch this episode. Watch the previous 2 episodes. And yeah, welcome back, friends, family, neighbors, people I don't know. Much love for all of you who've chosen to listen to this the whole way through. Anyway, so on the agenda today, I did a poll a couple weeks ago. And yeah, I know it's been a while. Listen, when you're juggling finding people to promote and market, doing a podcast, and monitoring 2 social media channels, working pretty much full time, going to school pretty much full time, and trying to make time for your hobbies, music, and just getting everything done in general. That's why it's been a couple weeks. I was also having a hard time figuring out what to talk about for this episode. I've had people give me ideas. I've had my own ideas. I did polls, whatever. So as far as the poll is concerned, it was like a toss-up. It was like a tie. Because everybody kind of equally voted for what I put out there. So the options were going through my Apple 2022 music replay and discussing new artists or album releases and doing some reviews. So, because I talk pretty quickly sometimes, and I don't know how much I'm going to ramble this episode. We're going to do both of them. And if you follow me on Instagram, the bands I'm going to talk about are already posted up on there. They're great. 100% fantastic. Blew my brains out. Like, I was so ecstatic to find them and so happy to hear their music. And I'm super excited to hear their new releases. So yeah, if you haven't checked them out already, go check them out, but I'm going to talk about them here. If you don't have me on Instagram, the podcast page on Instagram. And yeah, so for starters, let's get into my Apple 2022 music replay. The music that defined my 2022. Last year was a whirlwind, to say the very least. I listened to just about everything. Last year was the reason I got into heavy metal and, I've been into heavy metal, but not like deathcore or anything like that. And then last year I was introduced to Lorna Shore, and that just, set my brain on fire in the best way possible. I talked about them a little bit in my first episode. So if you haven't, go check it out, give it some love, like, comment, share, whatever. So yeah, and then another one of my really good friends started introducing me to like R&B and her, H-E-R. I don't know, I'm pretty sure you just say her, but people are like, her who? So her. Janae Aiko, who I have listened to since high school, but not extensively. SZA, people like that, because he was like, I think you'd really like it. You should check them out. So I started listening to them. Oh, LMA. So yeah, those are like the 2 like discoveries that I made. I started listening to a lot more like 90s and 2000s hip-hop and rap. That was fun. Anyways, we're just gonna dive into it. So for the first part, we have my top songs, and my number 1 song of last year was Welcome Home Sanitarium by Metallica. If you don't listen to Metallica or for some reason you hate them, escape buttons on your computer. We're not doing that here. Anyways, no, I don't know why I jumped so quickly to that, but I love Metallica. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. I really got into them because one of my really good friends, he knows like a lot about them, and he was like, when I started taking guitar lessons, like that was Welcome Home Sanitarium was one of the first songs I wanted to learn. And so he was like, did you know this about them? Did you know this about them? And one day I was like, I just need to get into the 20-year-old Metallica boy mindset that was what was going on when they first started. And they're funny as all hell. They crack me up. There's so many compilations on YouTube. All you, like, literally just type in Metallica funny moments compilation, and you'll be dying laughing. Like, there's so many on there. And it really just helped me kind of get out of my box of, like, this has to be perfect and this has to be this way, when they were just a bunch of goofy dudes just enjoying their time in their 20s and playing music. So, yeah, so that's the top song. Number 2 is My Place by Nelly. I'm not even joking. Like, I think I put on, like, a 90s, 2000s, like, hip-hop radio on Apple Music last year. And that song came on, and I fell in love instantly. He came to Albuquerque last year, and I was so bummed out because I didn't get to see him because we left for vacation the day that he came, and it was gonna be a concert of a lifetime. But yeah, so that's number 2. I love Nelly. The first song I heard by Nelly was Just a Dream in like 2011, and like that was like the one song that I knew by him forever and ever and ever. And then like the older I got, the more I was like, oh yeah, this is Nelly and this is Nelly. And yeah, I just love Nelly, one of my favorite artists of all time. Third top song is titled Nothing at All, featuring Schoolie 300 by Chewy and Triz on their America's Most Blunted album. Chewy and Triz was introduced to me 4 or 5 years ago. My little brother's best friend is like a major fan of theirs. I don't know if he is so much anymore, but when he was in high school and I was driving them around all the time, he would like put this song on in the car. And to this day, it's one of my favorite songs. I know all the words. If I'm in a bad mood, just put it on, boom. Instantly feeling better. But yeah, the whole album's pretty good, but that song's great in particular. Number 4 is One Right Now by Post Malone and The Weeknd. That was kind of like my FU song for the year. Enough said. That song's just great. I love that song. Number 5 is Twin Flame by Machine Gun Kelly. When he released Mainstream Sellout, my heart was so happy. And if you guys don't like Machine Gun Kelly, that's fine. I know a lot of people absolutely like can't stand him. But I think he's a versatile artist. I think he's doing things out there. He's been doing things. I mean, he's Machine Gun Kelly. He knows what he's doing. So, yes, that's number 5. That's one of my favorite albums also. Like, he's just so good. I don't care if you hate him or if you love him. If you love him, you know what I'm talking about. You can go from rap to pop punk. Like, usually people stay like within their genre. And if bands decide to explore and to do more with their sound, I think it's highly respectable, because not everybody can do that. Not everybody can just either go from hip hop and rap to rock and roll. I mean, like, it's kind of unheard of. Like, a lot of people just don't do that. So for someone to do that and to be like, screw you, I'm going to do what I want no matter what you guys say, no matter what you think, I think that's just fine. So, anyways, yeah, that's number 5. Number 6 is Your Love by The Outfield. If you don't think you know that song, I can guarantee you do, because if your parents ever listened to like a classic rock radio station or 80s pop hits or whatever, you definitely heard that song. Number 7 is What It Takes by Aerosmith. Number 8 is Crazy by Aerosmith. Number 9 is Angel by Aerosmith. And then number 10 is Dunno by Mac Miller on his Swimming album. My top artists. So I think this is where you guys are kind of going to get a feel for the music that I listen to. And honestly, it might seem pretty generic. I was a little surprised when I looked at it, but you listen to what you like, so whatever. So my top artist of the year was G-Eazy. And I firmly believe that's because These Things Happen 2 came out last year, and it's one of his best albums, in my opinion. The ones in the middle, like from When It's Dark Out to now, like, they're okay. But this new album that he released is really, really good. So yeah, he's sitting at 2,800 minutes. I've been listening to G-Eazy for like 7 years now. I love his music, love his sound, love his bars. Yeah, G-Eazy. I've been a major fan of G-Eazy for forever now. Number 2 was Mac Miller, sitting at 2,241 minutes. Love for the Boy, R.I.P. Will forever love you. Anyways, yeah, no, I love Mac Miller. I unfortunately like didn't really listen to him much until after he died, because like I had a friend in high school who like introduced me to his music and was like, you should listen to the Divine Feminine. But like I wasn't really one of those people that enjoyed all that stuff in high school. Like I didn't really enjoy listening to rap or hip hop. Mainly because I cared too much about what other people thought, and I was like, what if I listen to this and people are like, you're too white to be listening to this, like, whatever. But, Mac Miller's white, so I don't know why I cared. But I just wasn't, like, really into hip-hop and rap in high school, other than, like, G-Eazy. So, like, I don't know why I didn't get into the whole Mac Miller thing. But, in 2019, summer of 2019, I was working as a lifeguard. And one of my coworkers, she was, like, listening to Mac Miller, and I was like, what is this? And she was like, it's Mac Miller. Like, how do you not know who this is? And I was like, girl, what? So I was like, what's the album? She's like, it's Swimming. And he passed away, like, the year before. And so I don't know. I guess I'm a fake fan, because I wasn't around, like, when he was still alive. I wasn't listening to his stuff. I hadn't known about him, like, when he first started his music career, but I still love all of his music. All of it. There's not a song that I don't like on any of his albums. So, number 3 for top artist, we have Aerosmith, sitting at 2,000 minutes, which is not surprising at all. I've been listening to Aerosmith since I was 8 years old. Adore them, love them. I just finished, well, not just, but like a couple months ago, I finished this book titled Rocks, and it was written by Joe Perry, the guitarist of Aerosmith. If you guys want a solid memoir on Aerosmith and what they did as a band, definitely check the book out. It's kind of long, but it's a quick read, if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of a hefty book, but it's not, like, it doesn't take forever to get through it, if that makes sense. It took me forever because I can't focus half the time. But yeah, Rocks, Joe Perry, Aerosmith, they're fantastic, love them. Metallica is number 4, sitting at 1,800 minutes. Almost 1,900, actually. And that was, like, a better part of the last half of the year. So, my favorite album by them is And Justice for All. So, yeah. Machine Gun Kelly was sitting at number 5. I listened to all of his music a lot last year because the same friend who knows a lot about like Metallica like knows a lot about Machine Gun Kelly, and he was like, just listen to all of it. And I said, okay. Went down the Machine Gun Kelly wormhole and forever fell in love. So here we are. Number 6 is Van Halen, sitting at 1,300 minutes. Scorpions are also at 1,300 minutes, number 7. Doja Cat is at number 8. I listened to her new album quite a bit last year. I listened to a lot of Doja Cat last year, actually. I was in my bad bitch era. Never got out of it, but you know what I mean. Number 9 was Kesha. I've been listening to Kesha since I was like 9 or 10. I think maybe since I was 8. Yeah, whenever she got really popular. I guess that was like 2008 was when her first album came out. And one of my friends was like, have you heard of Kesha? And like, that was when I was like, I got really into like pop music. But yeah, Kesha, I've been listening to Kesha for like, I guess it was since I was 8. It's been like 15 years, which is, it might be too long. But no, I love Kesha. She just doesn't care. She's just, yeah, her whole attitude is like, F you, I'm gonna do what I want. Then number 10 is Her. Yeah, I listened to that because her new album just was released last year. Yeah, and that album's fantastic. I doubt any of you haven't listened to that album. It's great. Okay, so my top albums are, number 1 is Love Sucks by Avril Lavigne. 90 Plays. It came out at the perfect time last year, like right around Valentine's Day, which was when I went through my breakup. And yeah, the album was just perfect. I've been a huge Avril Lavigne fan for forever. Way back like since middle school. And yeah, when this new album came out, I was like, she's still making music? Oh my gosh. So yeah, that album's great. If you haven't listened to it, it's just fun. Go listen to it. Number 2 is These Things Happen Too, the deluxe version by G-Eazy. Need I say more? This one's super surprising. Number 3 is Shoreline Mafia's new album that came out last year. Mafia Business. That's probably surprising for all of you too. Yeah, if it wasn't for my little brother, I would have no idea who those guys are, but he introduced me to their music in high school, and what can I say? I like what I like. I love their sound. I love their beats. Their flow is so good. Like, it all just like goes together. I don't know. If you don't like them, that's fine. If you do like them, that's great. So yeah, that's number 3. Number 4 is Planet Her by Doja Cat. I listened to a lot of like hip hop, R&B, and rap last year. Like I said, I was going through it, but it's fine. That album's great. I only ever listen to deluxe albums apparently because this one, the G-Eazy one, and the Shoreline Mafia are all deluxe albums. Extra tracks, I guess, you know what I mean? Okay, number 5, we have 12 Karat Toothache, Post Malone. Album also came out at like just the right time. Perfect. This album by far I think is one of his greatest, and I adore it. It's just so good. The songs all tie together. Like each track flows into the next. There's no break. Like it is an album. So yes. Yes. Alright, number 6, we have Rock Believer by the Scorpions. You have no idea how excited I was when this album came out. I've been a huge Scorpion fan for forever. If you haven't watched my second episode where I'm talking about like my favorite rock albums of all time, I have two Scorpions albums on there, and both are my own collected vinyl. And when like I first was starting to collect vinyl, I got their Worldwide Live album, and it was the first Scorpions album that I bought, and it is my favorite Scorpions album because of like the nostalgia, and also just like I got this on my own, and it's just great. It has all of their like greatest hits. I love that album. So when Rock Believer came out last year, it was like right before my birthday, I think. And I was like, this is a birthday present. Like, I was so excited. I was so happy. A lot of people are like, they're old. Like, why are they still making music? And it's like, why shouldn't they still be making music? Like, they can make music until they drop dead. Like, they're. I love that album. It's just so good. It's just like, thanks for still making music. Like, you know what I mean? Number 7 is Take Care by Drake. Emotional. I've been listening to that album since I was 17. My first Drake album that I listened to is still my favorite to this day. Also an album. It's a phenomenal listen from start to finish, and you know, it just never leaves you unsatisfied. One of those albums that just never leaves you feeling like you need more, you know? So, yes. Patient number 9 by Ozzy Osbourne was sitting at number 8, which is kind of surprising to me. I didn't think I listened to it that much, but I got 22 plays out of it, and it's honestly like pretty good considering how ancient that legend is. It's very good, actually. Ozzy Osbourne's just like an anomaly of nature. So yes. Next is Back of My Mind by Her. Like I said, that's the album that came out last year. Back of My Mind, Her. Great album. Definitely, if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. And listen to the Apple Music edition. It's great. Number 10 was Spinning the Truth Around by Blue October. If you haven't watched my first episode, or if you didn't get through all of it, I talked about them kind of extensively. I've been listening to Blue October for like 10 or 11 years now, and I absolutely adore every single one of their songs that they come out with. All of their albums. I've been a major fan forever. And when this album came out, I was like in tears. I was like, there's no way they're still making music. Thank God. Like, I need this. If you guys don't know who Blue October is, go check them out. They're amazing. A lot of people I know here don't really know who they are. But if you do know who they are, you're great. Go check them out. They're just amazing. All of their songs are so good. All of their albums are so good. Their live concerts are good. I watch them on YouTube. I think Justin Furstenfeld did a Tiny Desk concert, and it's so good. It's so good. Go check it out. Okay, my top playlists. My Take Me Back in Time playlist is like all of my old rock, classic rock, hair ballads, metal, like anything that's just like not of this century. So yes, that's at 10,046 minutes. I believe I have over 3,500 songs on that album playlist. I've been working on that playlist for like 6 years now, so it's my pride and joy. Number 2 is my baddie playlist. Like I said, I was in my bad bitch era last year because I was forcing myself out of stupid feelings. So yeah. Yep. That one has like Doja Cat, it has Ella Mai, it has Her, it has Kesha, it has, I think Katy Perry's on there, it has Shoreline Mafia, G-Eazy, Mac Miller, Machine Gun Kelly, just anything that makes me feel like the main character, you know what I mean? My Summer 19 playlist is from Summer 2019. This is like a lot of my favorite songs on it. Like, it's kind of when like I started listening to Shoreline Mafia because of my brother and his friends. Mac Miller's on there, Chewy and Triz. Um, just a lot of like summer vibes music. It was my last summer working at the pool. It was a great summer. My favorite summer of all time. So, yes, that playlist is like nostalgic and also just like it just makes me, happy. My fourth playlist is titled Feel the Angst Baby with like the little emoji with the steam coming out of his nose. Um, that was my gym playlist and still is when I do happen to go to the gym, which is very rare. But this playlist has Amity Affliction, Bad Omens, Architects, Being as an Ocean, Skillet, Avenged Sevenfold, Five Finger Death Punch, Lorna Shore, Papa Roach is on there. Anything that just like would get me through dealing with my demons, because Lord knows I had a lot of them last year. And so, yeah, that's just my angry playlist. I'll still put it on if I'm like, I need to listen to metal. Number 5 is titled My Faves, and I'm pretty sure it's just Mac Miller, G-Eazy, Machine Gun Kelly, because like I went through like a month of just wanting to listen to them, but I didn't want to listen to them like separately, so I just put all of their stuff on one playlist, and just put it on shuffle and enjoyed my life. So yeah, my number 1 station was Kate's Station, just like a curation of all my favorite hits and like everything that's in my library, suggested tracks because of what's in my library. It's like the Apple Replay algorithm, Apple Replays for you page. Then the second station that was top played, or whatever I just said, that didn't make any sense at all. It's California Love Station. I had a little Tupac moment, Number 3 is A$AP Rocky and Similar Artists Station. A$AP Rocky is just one of the finest men alive. I don't care what anybody says. I think he's gorgeous, and his music is fantastic. Most of it. I can't get into all of it sometimes, but when I'm in the mood for A$AP, I listen to A$AP, Number 4 is Shwayze and Similar Artists. If you guys don't know who Shwayze is, I've been listening to him since middle school. It's like California, like hip hop rap, like it's so good. It's just like good vibes. The whole thing is like good vibes. All of his albums are just great. Listen to them, check him out. If you don't know who he is, he's just fun. Like you're having a pool party, put Shwayze on. Nobody's gonna complain about it. Literally nobody. You're going on a road trip to California? You going to the beach? Put Shwayze on. Who's gonna complain? Not me. Not anybody. It's great. Love Shwayze. Been listening to him for forever. Number 5, we have the song 3 a.m. Acoustic Station by Oliver Keane. It's a sad little moment, but it's a great song. Go check it out. It's literally just 3 a.m. acoustic. Oliver Keane, not the Halsey song. They're very different. But it's like literally, it's the exact same title. So yeah, that's my Apple Music replay. It was like a little, I guess it was like kind of surprising when I looked at it this year, because I was like, I've been listening to metal, like where did all this come from? And then I remembered, wait, I was listening to all of this like during the summer and the spring of last year. So yeah, either way, like I said, my music taste is pretty, it's just like encompasses everything. It's like an umbrella over the music industry, and it's just like we listen to everything. So yeah, now getting on to the bands that I have discovered. So the first band is ECHOSTONE. And literally all of these bands are proof that the ads on Instagram work. Just so like if you are trying to get your name out there, like if you are a local artist, whatever, local band, and you're not sure if Apple ads, but Instagram ads are going to work, they do, because all of these bands I discovered through sponsored posts. So, ECHOSTONE was one of the first ones that I discovered, and immediately as soon as I heard their music, I was like, oh yeah, I need this in my library. Like, they're so, so, so good. Their sound as a band, like, it's so cohesive, and they're killing it. They're absolutely killing it right now. Like, they're doing better than a lot of other bands that I listen to. And they're brand new. So definitely go check them out. They are based in the Carolinas. I think it's North Carolina. And they have like, they're like pop punk meets metal. They're great. They're phenomenal. Vocals, guitar, bass, drums, all of it. They're fantastic. Go check them out. Go give them love. Go follow them on Instagram. They have a new single releasing in the next like 2 weeks, I think, titled Phase. And they're definitely making waves right now in the rock community. They're trying to get SiriusXM Octane to feature them. And I don't know why they haven't yet. I definitely think that that's a must. So, yes, ECHOSTONE. Fantastic. Love them. Okay. Number 2 is Sam Hauge. I think it's pronounced Hauge. His last name is spelled Hauge. He does, he just released an album. It's titled Out of Isolation. It came out on the 21st. Came out a week ago. And it's like, it's like Christian rock. And when he came up as a sponsored too, and I was like, this dude's awesome. And then once his album came out, I was listening to it, and I was like, hold on, this kind of sounds like a Skillet album. And then, I was looking at, his hashtags and stuff, and I was like, he has, Christian and, metal and Skillet and stuff on there. So I was like, oh, that's right. So it is, a Christian rock album. It doesn't fully feel like it. So, if you're like, I'm not going to listen to that because you said Christian, go listen to it anyways. It's musically, it is so good. Lyrically, it is so good. The album is so cohesive, just like ECHOSTONE's band. He's pop punk with some metal riffs, some metal solos, and it's like Skillet showed him the way and released him into the world. This album, Out of Isolation, is so, so, so good. A lot of Christian rock is really good. Just to defend them, because I don't think they get a lot of love. And yeah, just go check him out, Sam Hauge. Then we have the Pink 50s. The Pink 50s are traditional punk and metal created a rebel baby. They are super, it's kind of grungy, super heavy, just it's fun, just screw you music, if you're if you want to listen to screw you music but in a different kind of sense, check out the Pink 50s. They have a few singles out right now, and I think they have an EP, if I remember correctly. They're great. I think I'm going to try to get an interview with them for this podcast because they reached out to me. So we shall see about that. But yeah, they're doing something as well in the rock community, in the punk community. It's kind of like the Sex Pistols, but just add a crap ton of just heavy weight to it. It's good. They're really great. Number 4 was Bridge the Gap. And they're also punk. Their genre is punk, but it also feels like pop punk and metal. Kind of, you know what I mean? They're all kind of in the same area a little bit. The Pink 50s are a little bit more on the outside. But Bridge the Gap, this next band that I'll talk about in a minute, ECHOSTONE, Sam Hauge, they're all kind of in the same area. So yeah, pop punk's making a huge comeback right now, so I think that's why everybody's kind of trying it out. But Bridge the Gap also just came out with a new album, and it's titled Secret Combinations. That came out on the 24th. It's also very, very good. Bridge the Gap, definitely go check them out. They're awesome. They also have a couple EPs. So yes, next is Iravera, or Iravera. If I pronounce that wrong, I'm so sorry. They're brand spanking new. Well, not like brand new. They have a few EPs out, but they just released a new album also on the 24th titled Encrypted, and it's great. It's like Bad Omens, Architects. It's like they made a love child, and like they're like, here's Iravera. There's this brand new band that you guys need to be listening to. I love them. Like they have like some synthy like 80s type of stuff in their music. There's some screaming. There's fantastic metal riffs, some fantastic guitar, fantastic bass, fantastic drums, fantastic vocals. Go check them out. So yeah, those are my recommendations. Those are my new like kind of reviews, I guess. In short, 5 new bands you should check out. My Apple Music replay. If any of the artists like caught your eye that I listened to in the past year, comment down below. If you guys know ECHOSTONE, Bridge the Gap, Iravera, Sam Hauge, or the Pink 50s, comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you're going to go check them out, comment down below. Let me know what you think. And yeah, let's start some conversations. I'm trying to get some more engagement from you guys if you're listening. And if you've listened all the way through, thank you. It's much appreciated. Thank you guys for your support and for just showing up when I post, for the people that do keep coming back, and for the people that are active on the Hot Leather Pants Instagram. If you guys are new, or if you're not following my Instagram, Facebook page, or my Twitter, it's Hot Leather Pants Podcast. You can't miss it. Check it out, please, because extra support would be awesome. So thanks for tuning in again, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you.